A lot of times, Digimon have a complex backstory and foundation in mythology, history, and literature that many fans never discover. Hackmon is one of those Digimon for whom the creators had a specific idea and his evolution follows a consistent, well-thought-out line. Even the names of Digimon in this evolution line are not random. Hackmon's name is derived from Haku, which means white. The Bao in BaoHackmon is derived from Blade King. SaviorHackmon is the White Savior. And finally, the ultimate form Jesmon is derived from the initials of Justice, Edge, and Swordsman. Hackmon is a small dragon Digimon that shines in a cool white color. His free-spirited, adventurous way of life is probably due to Gankomon's DNA. Hackmon will calmly confront the harsh trials imposed by Gankomon. Due to the good fighting sense from the bloodline and the training by the Sistermon sisters, Hackmon can more than hold his ground in a battle, even if the opponent is at the perfect level. Hackmon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Metal Empire and Virus Busters fields. He specializes in close combat that makes use of his agility and spits out Fifth Slash that cuts through the opponent with strong claws, Teen Ram that rotates and thrusts the tail like a drill, and Baby Flame that can also be used as a diversion. Hackmon fights through continuous battles with a strong dream of becoming a royal knight like Gankomon. With time, Hackmon's rigorous training and his unique fighting instinct have become refined, and his mental and physical skills have grown, so he evolved into BaoHackmon. He continues to train, aiming for greater heights, accumulates battle experience, cultivated through battles with strong enemies, and is constantly evolving into a combat expert. As he grows up, his ambition for joining the Royal Knights grows. He believes that he should become what he decides to, not what others tell him he can or cannot achieve. This dinosaur-type Digimon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Metal Empire and Virus Busters fields. All of his special moves have been strengthened and his power has increased dramatically, with Fifth Cross that cuts with his claws, Teen Blade that rotates around the blade of his tail and pierces with it, and Burn Flame that can also be used for counterattacks has also risen in power remarkably. Also, he cuts the enemies with Dragless Spiker that makes use of the sharp blades on his legs. SaviorHackmon is a figure that has evolved by witnessing a number of carnage scenes, repeating encounters and farewells with Digimon on his long journey. He intervenes in the never-ending conflicts in the digital world, demanding that the battle be stopped, and rescues the victims he encounters along the way. Not all of his efforts are successful though, but the tears he sheds only strengthened him to reach out to the next Digimon who cries for help with a bigger motivation. He can use his hind legs to walk, despite the fact that they are blades. Crimson blades extend from his arms and tail, creating an aggressive style with a body fully covered in blades. The crystal on his chest is a proof that he has worked hard to improve his strength. This Dragon Man Digimon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Metal Empire and Virus Busters fields. His special moves are Resist Raid, which pierces the enemy from a flying kick posture with the blade on his foot, and Meteor Flame, which incinerates enemies by firing flame bullets from his mouth like a machine gun. Trident Savior, which slashes with 3 red blades equipped on his tail and both arms, mercilessly slashes even if the enemy is wearing Chrome Digizoid, a super strong and rare organic metal found in some Digimon. The ultimate level evolution of Hackmon, called Jesmon, is a Holy Knight Digimon that has earned the title of a Royal Knight, which is considered to be the highest level of network security. The dream conceived in Hackmon finally came true, and he became the ultimate figure beyond perfection. Jesmon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters field. Equipped with the ability to detect incidents and signs of chaos that occur in various parts of the digital world, Jesmon rushes faster than any of the 13 Royal Knights. Even though he is a Royal Knight, this title does not make him an egocentric Digimon who prefers to work alone. On the contrary, he is good at teamwork and cooperates with Sistermons and other nearby Digimon in battles, which is rare for a Royal Knight. After observing and learning from Hinu Kamui, a life form that accompanies his teacher and mentor Gankomon, Jesmon formed his own counterparts, Atho, René, and Por. Although they move according to the instructions of Jesmon, they can also act independently and boast an action ability that shouldn't be underestimated, such as direct attacks on enemies, support for Jesmon, and rescue of other Digimon. The names are a reference to Athos, Porthos, and Aramis from the Three Musketeers. The story revolves around D'Artagnan, who trains to be the 4th Musketeer and eventually succeeds. The story sounds similar to Hackmon training to become a Royal Knight. His special attack is moving at high speed and instantly slashing the enemy with the blade on his arm, Tekken Seibai, or Pharaoh's Sword Judgment. and the omnidirectional technique called Schwertgeist or Sword Ghost that meets every enemy attack with 9 blades of Jesmon and his Atho, René and Por. OS Generics, which temporarily rewrites his own data and enables activities beyond the physical limits, is not bound by the laws of the digital world, so whoever the enemy, Jesmon will defeat them without suffering a scratch. Another attack is Un pour tous, or One for All. One for all for one, is the motto of the Three Musketeers. In Digimon Re-Arise, there was a recolored version of Jesmon, all in red. Jesmon has an X antibody form. The X antibody changed the armor of the whole body into a blade, and he became a form more specialized for attacks. Each of the newly equipped swords is capable of self-reliant action, giving Jesmon an attack power that continues to overwhelm the enemy in a one-on-one match. Also, Atho, René and Por have been united and awakened as tactical arms, creating a battle style aimed at all directions, not leaving a single spot untouched. This Holy Knight has the data and vaccine attributes. The special attacks are shooting out the tactical arms called Iron Fist Judgment that shoots the Tekken inherited from Gankomon against the opponent, and Schwertflugel or Sword Wing, a combo attack in which he shoots the swords on his whole body towards the enemy and at the same time launches a continuous attack with the big swords on both arms. In Kyukyokyu Senjin Seibaken, which translates as Ultimate Battle Blade Holy Conqueror Sword, he pulls out the sword from the Digicore in his chest and destroys only the fighting spirit of the enemy and makes them incapable of fighting.